I think that's your best intro yet. I feel like I need a walk-up song or something tomorrow. All right, well, Joe, here's what's coming up on Fox 10 Midday. First, one of the Gulf Coast's most anticipated events is just around the corner. It's the 37th annual Grand Summer Ball to support the Thomas Hospital Foundation. So we're telling you how it's going to specifically help Baldwin County coming up. And then U.S. Representative Shamari Figures is speaking at the Mobile Chamber today, how his legislative priorities are impacting you and your family all across the Gulf Coast. Fox 10 News is at that forum and we'll have your full recap. Now, these headlines and more, plus a look at your forecast with Nicholas Herboso is all coming up at 11. Be sure to stay with us right here on Fox 10 Midday.
Another rather gloomy start to our day here on Tuesday. Today on Fox 10 Midday, we're talking about today's forecast and the chance for rain into the afternoon. That in the tropics coming up.
Plus, a crash on the Bayway brought traffic to a standstill earlier this morning. We'll show you what happened and what we know so far from troopers.
Are President Trump's tariffs helping the U.S. trade deficit? I'm Rebecca Castor with a look at some new numbers that are shedding some light.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome into the studio. You're watching Fox 10 Midday on your Tuesday. It's August 5th. I'm Ashlyn Mitchell alongside meteorologist Nicholas Herboso. And Nick, another drizzly start to our day today.
Yeah, it's still raining down at the beach in Orange Beach. It's raining in Pensacola right now. There's a few areas that are still dealing with a very gloomy start. Holding temperatures down, though. So
I will say it's not super toasty.
It has been helpful. It's much better to not be around 90 degrees today. We only got to 80 yesterday in Mobile.
Isn't that wild? And I ran outside today for the first time in a good month.
Yeah, and you can do it.
It's wonderful.
You can get away with it because it is not as hot. So let's take a look at what's going on out there. This is what the current conditions look like right now. 76 degrees in Mobile, 78 Pensacola, 77 in Evergreen. So we are a little ahead of pace compared to yesterday for temperatures, and I do think our temperature today will be higher than it was yesterday. However, it is still well below average. So 77 degrees again in Evergreen, 77 Hattiesburg. We have some 80s that are off to our west at this point. This is a high resolution radar look, and you can see what it looks like over northwest Florida. We do still have some rain that is falling. It is rather light. Pensacola, you're still dealing with some rain downtown, very light sprinkles. Gulf breeze kind of fading at this point. Orange Beach, Onum Island, Perdido Key, still dealing with some of that. Lillian as well, if you're near Perdido Bay, light rain that is falling. If you are in Fairhope, Daphne, Mobile, Stapleton, Bay Minette, it looks like our rain has pretty much ended, but there is still a little bit of cloud cover there. This is ground clutter at this point. And one thing I'm just noticing now, offshore, off of the Mississippi coast, off Horn Island, Chandelier Islands right here, you can see some showers that are developing offshore. Coastal showers could develop later on this afternoon. Here's what our futurecast looks like, and you can see that batch of rain goes away. And around 4 o'clock, we could see a few more showers that develop, I think along I-10 or south of I-10. And there could drop some heavy downpours, a little bit of lightning with those. Otherwise, it will remain a mostly cloudy day. If you are along Highway 84 or north, you might actually see some clearing later on this evening. Forecast models showing that. And your rain chances are much lower today. By 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight, we're mostly clear. Overnight tonight into the pre-dawn hours, some coastal showers are possible. Here's what the weather headlines look like. Another mostly cloudy, relatively cooler day. It's getting active in the tropics, something that we're closely following. First of all, we have Tropical Storm Dexter, 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm that is heading out to sea. An exposed circulation that you can see there. This thing's falling apart, about to be a remnant low. Two other areas that we're keeping an eye on with medium chances of development. We'll have more details on this coming up in your full updates. It's a little later on here on Fox 10 Midday.
All right, Nick, thank you. The time 11:03 now. We have an update for you. Traffic is once again flowing along the I-10 Bayway in Baldwin County, but that wasn't the case earlier this morning. Take a look. We first told you about this incident during Good Day Gulf Coast. Now, according to Alabama State Troopers, the crash happened shortly after 8 this morning, involving at least one vehicle. Traffic was backed up all the way to the Malbus area as emergency crews worked to clear the scene, which happened about an hour ago. We have been in contact with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, and we are waiting for them to give us an update. Of course, as soon as we hear back, we'll let you know both on air and online at fox10tv.com. In the meantime, a Foley woman is dead after police say her car plunged into a retention pond. It happened Monday in front of Baldwin Health's freestanding emergency room in Gulf Shores. Investigators say the victim was arriving at the ER when her car drove into a pond right in front of the building. Investigators say they still don't know what caused her car to leave its parking space, ending up in the water.
So it did sink very quickly. It was partially underwater when they arrived, and then very quickly it was completely submerged. There's a lot of questions that have to be answered. Was it a medical situation? Was it a mechanical situation? What caused the vehicle to go from the curb across the street and into the retention pond?
Now we're told Traffic Homicide Division is handling this case, and an autopsy will be conducted to help shed light on the incident. And new on midday, scary moments in Japan, all caught on camera. 2 boats launching fireworks, catching fire. This all happened during a summer music festival being held just south of Tokyo. We're told 5 workers jumped into the sea and had to be rescued. One of them even had minor injuries. According to Japan's Coast Guard, the fire was extinguished early this morning, some 15 hours after it first broke out. This incident remains under investigation, but one of the event's organizers told police the fireworks launch system had malfunctioned. And meanwhile, a Marine Investigation Board declares the deaths of the 5 people on board the Titan submersible were preventable. Listen to this. The U.S. Coast Guard Marine Board of Investigation has released its final report on the implosion of the submersible, which happened off the coast of Canada in June of 2023. The board chair says the 2-year investigation identified multiple contributing factors that led to this tragedy. And that, quote, "There is a need for stronger oversight and clear options for operators." The Titan was owned by OceanGate, a private company based in Washington State. The operator of the submersible, Ocean Head Stockton Rush, was among the 5 on board who passed away. Now, the owners of the cargo ship that crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge are suing the company that built the vessel. Grace Ocean Private and Synergy Marine Pte. Limited, the owners of the Dolly, allege negligence in the design of a critical switchboard on that ship. They filed the suit against Hyundai Heavy Industries in U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania last week. The Dolly was leaving Baltimore bound for Sri Lanka last March when its steering failed due to the power loss. It crashed into one of the bridge's supporting columns, destroying the 1.6-mile span and killing 6 members of a roadwork crew. Well, we have the latest trade report this morning that shows the U.S. trade deficit is actually shrinking. One sign President Trump's tariffs are working. Fox's Rebecca Castor is breaking down the numbers.
America's trade deficit is narrowing, according to the Commerce Department. It fell to $60.2 billion in June, the lowest level since September 2023. The figure comes before higher tariffs are set to take effect for a number of countries, including India. They're a major buyer of Russian oil, and President Trump sees tariffs as a way to convince them to stop bankrolling Vladimir Putin's war.
If both India and China went along, Putin would have no alternative. The hydrocarbons are so critical to his whole economy.
The White House has been defending the president's sweeping tariffs and their economic impact for months, but last week's low job numbers didn't help their case, and it led President Trump to fire the head statistician in charge of analyzing the data, a decision he doubled down on Tuesday morning in a phone interview with CNBC.
When somebody says the commissioner is not involved, I don't want to get into any arguments with anybody. Why should I? She's a very nice woman.
Exactly.
But when they say that that nobody was involved, that it wasn't political, give me a break.
What does Donald Trump do? Instead of trying to fix the economy, he shoots the messenger.
Trade talks remain front and center in Washington, and today the Swiss president is traveling here to try to avoid higher tariffs for her country later this week. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
And coming up, an elegant night for a powerful cause. The 37th Grand Summer Ball is almost here, and we have everything you need to know. It all supports top-tier healthcare right here on the Gulf Coast. The money it raises is making a real difference in patient care. But before we go, let's check in with Nick.
And keeping an eye on your local forecast, some slightly below average temperatures today thanks to cloud cover, and that's not it. In fact, across the region, it is a little bit below average in terms of temperatures. We're going to take a look at the regional forecast, local forecast, and much more coming up on the other side of the break. You're watching Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back in. One of the Gulf Coast's most anticipated events is just around the corner. The 37th Grand Summer Ball, supporting the Thomas Hospital Foundation and its mission to elevate healthcare on the Gulf Coast, but specifically in Baldwin County. The elegant evening will help fund major upgrades to patient care. And joining us now with all of the details, our event co-chairs Lauren Reeves and Bobby Sue Thomas. Ladies, it's great to have you all on the show this morning.
Thank you so much.
So definitely an event that piques my interest. It sounds like a wonderful evening, but before we talk about the event details, talk a little bit about Thomas Hospital and what sets you all apart in Baldwin County, Lauren.
I think that Thomas Hospital has so many amazing benefits. I know from serving on the foundation board, the Thomas Hospital Foundation mission statement is just to give extra efforts to the hospital. We want to make Thomas Hospital a great hospital, but the ball is something that our community looks forward to every year. We're so honored to be the chairs this year. I know Bobby Sue and I have been attending the ball together for a long time.
Yes.
I love it. And tell me about what one of your favorite parts is about this event.
Oh goodness, there's so many good parts. Just being able to meet with everybody in the community. It really comes from all different walks of life. So you have people that are involved with the hospital, people that are involved with the vendors through the hospital. Then you also have just people in the community who want to come and support our hospital. And we're excited to further patient care and help improve some of the things that they're working on at the hospital by coming to Grand Summer Ball. You can have a good time, but also support a great cause.
Looks like a wonderful evening for sure. So talk a little bit about the details. Where is the event held? Where can folks get tickets?
So we try to sell 500 tickets. We have about 100 left, so we're getting close. It's always at the Grand Hotel. Like you said, this is our 37th Grand Summer Ball. Tickets can be purchased online, and our theme is a coastal night on the bay. So we're trying to make it just a classy event, but like I said, it's so much fun to gather your friends, learn more about the foundation, learn more about the hospital. Our presenting sponsor this year is the Treadwell Foundation, so we're excited to introduce them into everything. But we just want people to know, I think awareness is everything about the foundation and the hospital.
Super important. Thank you for everything that you all are doing in Baldwin County for families all across the Gulf Coast. And I have to say, obviously, we know Baldwin County is one of the fastest growing counties here in the state. So with more people comes more of a need for medical care. How will these funds specifically support the Thomas Hospital?
These funds will go to our Women's and Children's Unit and then also the MICU, which is great. So each year we try to look at what the need is for and then move forward with that.
Wonderful. So if this splendid evening piques your interest, this full interview as well as a link to the ticket information will be posted on our website at fox10tv.com. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
We're looking forward to it. Hope to see you there.
Another day of cloud cover. Looking at Pensacola Beach, you can see that there's some clouds off in the distance. Could see some coastal showers that develop later today. Not a lot of folks on the beach today. Moderate risk of rip currents if you are heading down there. It has been the trend of a couple of gloomier days to start our week, holding temperatures down as well. Take a look at the almanac from Monday. 80 degrees was the high that we reached at Mobile Regional Airport. Our normal is 91. We were not even close to it. In fact, we were close to the record low high temperature. So the maximum temperature of the day, we were close to the record of the lowest that maximum temperature has ever been. That was back in the 1960s. It was 76 degrees or 78 degrees. So we were a couple degrees away from it, but still it has been a lot cooler than usual thanks to the cloud cover that we have had. This somewhat continues in the days ahead. Wednesday, I don't think it's going to start as cloudy as it has. Therefore, we have the temperatures that are a little higher, 90, 91, 90, and get all the way up to around 92 degrees by early next week. You notice the departure goes to 0 by then. One of the things that's leading towards the I guess you could say, relatively cooler feel is a high pressure off to the north, pushing and wedging in some slightly less hot air. Portions of the Carolinas and Georgia actually staying in the 70s over the past couple of days. For us locally, we have a stalled frontal boundary in place, cloud cover, that helping to hold our temperatures down. Look at the forecast across the region today. A high of only 75 degrees in Atlanta. Wow, 69 degrees in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is an incredible air mass that is there for August, and also a rainy picture for them. You saw the satellite and radar picture earlier, how that looked like. For us, Mobile area, let's start in our Mississippi counties. 84 degrees Leakesville this afternoon, 85 in Lucedale, 85 Pascagoula. Mostly cloudy day with a chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm as well. Lower rain chances for our inland spots, but we'll keep them around. Temperatures in the middle 80s from Thomasville to Grove Hill, Monroeville, 84 degrees, 83 in Bradley, 84 in Bruton. Mobile, Baldwin counties, 87 in Mobile, 84 Dauphin Island, 87 Gulf Shores. And in northwest Florida here, we've been dealing with the rain showers this morning, and then eventually late this afternoon and this evening we could see a couple more thunderstorms. Otherwise, temperatures in the middle 80s, some upper 80s closer to the coast. So the afternoon looks like this. Mostly cloudy, the chance of a shower or a thunderstorm, especially in that 3 p.m.-ish time frame, and even after that as well. You can look at what it looks like on Futurecast here. That batch of rain that we have currently moves off to the north. We have a lull, and then around 3 p.m., 4 p.m., we could see some showers that develop along Interstate 10. Some lightning and thunder possible with these. Here's what it looks like at 6 p.m. Scattered, inland spots actually a little drier. And then into the overnight hours, we actually get a lull around 10 o'clock where we don't see as much on the radar. Here's midnight and we're pretty much clear. Early tomorrow morning, we could see some coastal showers once again, kind of a repeat process here. So we lowered the rain chance tomorrow, only around 50% for Wednesday. Thursday as well, highest rain chances near the coast. Then we go down to like around a 40% chance of rain for the weekend. Rain chances might tick up early next week. One of the reasons why rain chances might tick up early next week because of this. See this area of moisture, a little tropical moisture that'll get into our area by around the early part of next week might boost our rain chances, but no tropical issues for us locally. Tropics are getting more active. Dexter out there in the Atlantic, no issues. That disturbance that's way out there in the Atlantic likely to take its time to get across, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll keep an eye on the long-range forecast, of course. Then this, closer to home, 10%, 40% chance of development into a tropical depression, tropical storm over the next 7 days. Low-pressure system trying to organize here around this X. Eventually, we will get a low-pressure system. Rainy impacts for portions of the East Coast, no impacts for us locally, something that they will want to keep an eye on just in case. Most forecast models do not show anything significant out of that. Here's our 7-day forecast. Again, no tropical impact for us. It is a typical summertime pattern towards the end of the week here. Rain chances around 40%. Temperatures around 90 degrees. I want to show you the 10-day outlook. I do boost the rain chances, as I mentioned, around Monday to, or I should say Tuesday here. That's where we'll have a little bit more moisture in the atmosphere. Otherwise, it's typical summertime weather as we end the week.
All right, Nick, thanks for the update. Well, works of art are going up for sale in Cannon City, Colorado, but this art is different. It's created by inmates at USP Florence AD Max, also known as Supermax or the Alcatraz of the Rockies. Fox's Aaron Bowling has more.
It's very different. I've taught for 50 years. I've taught art and I've taught in a lot of settings, but never in one like this. We're in the gymnasium and there are 5 cells that have been set up there. And the men are brought in one at a time and put into a cell. And we teach 5 men in that arena.
Those classes resulting in a prisoner art show and sale with 500 pieces made by 50 artists.
They're in isolation 22 to 23 hours a day. There's waiting lists for all the classes that we have. And the classes are part of the First Step Act. So they're approved and then they earn certain rewards, whether or not they have a release date or not.
Led by volunteer Joanne Souther and an ADX chaplain, the classes are called Houses of Healing and Interfaith Cooperation.
Many of them are part of a really strong belief system. So we have maybe one Catholic, you could have one that is Native American, you could have a man from the Aryan Brotherhood, you could have a man that practices Islam, and they have to learn how to cooperate on our cooperative project.
Although you won't find names on the art, she says participants are screened before taking the class.
They learn the foundations of art and then how to grow in those areas and become masterful at the medium that they use, and then also how to promote and sell their art.
About 400 people came to the exhibit's opening night on Friday, with the red dots signifying a purchase and a jar full of notes for the prisoners with kind words about specific pieces.
They were all blown away. They couldn't believe the art. When you think about the prisoners, where they are, and the materials they have to be able to work with, and then see what they've created is stunning.
Well, you might want to think twice before taking that over-the-counter allergy pill. Some doctors are raising red flags about a common ingredient and the risk of accidental overdose. What you need to know coming up. As always, thanks for watching Fox 10 Midday. Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday this morning. If you often reach for certain medications to treat allergies, some doctors say you might want to think twice. The warning involves a common ingredient called diphenhydramine. The drug is found in medications for both allergies and sleep aids, and many healthcare professionals believe the drugs are overused and lead to accidental overdoses.
We do see a lot of overdoses in these diphenhydramines and Benadryls, and not even purposefully. People do it accidentally and they don't even know. So overly used, and I think it does have a good position in society, but the issue is when you start overusing it, I think people forget that these medicines have side effects.
Now, doctors don't believe the drug needs to be pulled off the shelves, but instead they believe education is key. Physicians recommend speaking with a doctor before starting or continuing regular use, especially for sleep or long-term allergy relief. Well, warmer temperatures and high humidity are leading factors in the spike of tick bites in the U.S. The number of people needing emergency care for tick bites has reached its highest level in 8 years. Data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reveals a continuing rise in reported cases of Lyme disease. Experts say those warmer temperatures due to climate change are contributing to this issue. Ticks are also popping up in more areas, including places where people aren't familiar with the risks. Experts say those high temperatures are also leading to more disease transmission through mosquitoes, which can actually carry illnesses like West Nile virus and malaria. Well, still a lot to share with you on Fox 10 Midday. Coming up, people planning a trip to the U.S. for more than just a short vacation might need to put down a hefty deposit. We'll explain the new pilot program and who it could impact. Plus, Vanessa is putting her skills to the test at the G&K Design Studio for another Very Vanessa project. We'll show you what it is next, but first, Nick.
And taking a look at your out the door forecast, if you are heading out anytime soon, have the rain gear just in case. We could see another pop-up shower and thunderstorm today, but some places will stay dry for the remainder of the day. Otherwise, a mostly cloudy picture. We'll have more on the forecast coming up on the other side of the break here on Fox 10 Midday.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back in at the half hour this morning. Folks planning a visit to the U.S. might have to pony up a lot more dough under a new State Department program asking some travelers for a $15,000 bond. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera explains.
President Trump is ramping up his immigration crackdown with a new policy targeting visitors who overstay their visas. Under the new pilot program, the State Department will require bonds of up to $15,000 for business or tourist visas. Travelers would have to pay the money up front, then they'll get it back if they leave before their visas expire. It's part of an ongoing effort to reduce the number of foreigners in the U.S. illegally, including a revamp of the HB-1 business visa.
We should make sure that we know that the people that are being brought over at certain levels are really are commensurate with what those levels should be.
Countries in the visa waiver program are exempt from the new policy, but there are only 40, and they're mostly in Europe. Now, some governments are scrambling to sign up, hoping to make travel less expensive for their citizens.
Sí, yo creo que está bueno. I think it's good. It speeds up the process. For me personally, it makes it easier to enter the United States to travel.
But it comes during a foreign tourism slump, with the president's new immigration policies leading some visitors to rethink their American vacations. Transatlantic airfares are down significantly this summer, and travel from Canada and Mexico fell almost 20%.
With everything going on in the U.S., I feel like a lot of Canadians kind of want to stay home.
I'll be going to the U.S.
No.
No. I'll be going to the Caribbean or something, but never the U.S. No.
The State Department says the new program will take effect August 20th. In Washington, Mallory Rivera, Fox News.
And locally, work on Highway 225 still delayed this morning due to weather. When it begins, crews will add a center turn lane between General Canby Boulevard and Oak Ridge Drive, aimed at easing those backups and improving safety. The cost of the widening project is $1.3 million and is being paid for entirely by a grant. Well, happening right now on the Gulfstream TV app, a heads up for drivers. Several road projects are underway that could impact your commute. So in today's Sarah's Spotlight, Good Day Gulf Coast anchor Sarah Wall takes a look at where these construction projects are happening, what crews are working on, and how long you may have to adjust your route. You can see it all right now on the Gulfstream TV app. And as always, you can watch Sarah's Spotlight live weekdays starting at 9 a.m.
A lot of other things you can find on that Gulfstream app, including our weather updates, next weather, and more. We've been talking about kind of below average temperatures. This is what it looks like down at the beautiful and restored pier at Fairhope. That looks gorgeous, even though it is gloomy. Even though it's gloomy, you can still send in your photos. So please do that on the Fox 10 Weather app. It's a really nice shot. So if you want to send in your photos on the Fox 10 Weather app homepage, scroll down, submit pictures and videos. I haven't gotten any weather photos at all today. I guess because it's gloomy, but even if it's cloudy, send in a photo if you can. And we'll also share them on social media as well. If you have not followed us on social media, we highly recommend that you do. Just search our names of the Fox 10 Storm Tracker team on Facebook, especially because that is probably the platform that we use most. And there you can send us photos and ask questions much more. We do post very regularly there on social media, so be sure to give us a follow. One thing we've been talking about, long-range forecast here. We're talking about how much temperatures are below average. Just made a post on that recently on Facebook. But let's look at the long-range forecast. This is the 6 to 10-day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, and it shows a lot of orange and red. So it looks like we will return to a slightly above average temperature in the longer range. This is August 11th through 15th. So this is a temporary thing where we have these cloudy days. Below average for now, around 5 degrees. Now going to 2 degrees and eventually kind of going closer towards average by the time we get towards the end of the weekend and into early next week. I will note that the hottest part of the year for us typically isn't until the end of the month or early September, so we have a long way to go. Here's what our rain chances look like over the next 7 days. I just made a minor forecast adjustment. So we have the rain chance lower for Wednesday and Thursday, Saturday and Sunday, and then I bumped the rain chances up early next week. Some tropical moisture coming in here might add to those rain chances, something we'll watch down the road. Speaking of tropics, let's go ahead and talk about that. We have a couple things that we are watching. By the way, the pink flashes, that's a satellite glitch that occasionally happens that you're seeing. But we'll ignore that. This is what it looks like on the board. Dexter moving out to sea and somewhat weak at this time. This disturbance causing a lot of buzz on social media. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, there are some forecast models that develop this thing and take it way closer in the long range forecast and then try to maybe recurve it. We have so much time to watch this thing. It's going to show it going here. It's going to show it going here, showing it going here. So just something we'll keep an eye on. Another thing that we're keeping an eye on, this one here that is a little closer to home. We'll watch that towards the middle and end of the week, but no tropical threats for the Gulf Coast over the next 7 days.
Okay, so we all love a good blanket, but what about making your own? This morning, Vanessa is in Foley learning how to hand knit a throw.
It's been a rainy day and we are indoors getting cozy. I am here with Jeannie Ainsworth. She is the owner of GK Design Studio. Okay, Jeannie, what are we making today?
Today we are going to make a chunky blanket.
Okay, I'm excited about this. Okay, so walk me through the steps. How do we get this blanket started?
Okay, so we are going to start with a loop. I usually hold it in my left hand.
Okay.
That is if you're a right-handed person. And then you start pulling your yarn through the loop that you make.
Ah.
Okay, now show me.
Okay, let's see. So like this. And then putting it through here. Okay, cool. Now, while I do this, Jeannie, tell me about GK Design Studio.
So GK Design Studio is my brand that I started about 20 years ago. I paint murals. That's my big thing, but I also fill in with doing craft classes.
Really fun. Okay, so this is one of the workshops that you obviously host. What other workshops do you offer?
So I also offer doormat classes, paint your own doormat classes, as well as tote bags, wine glasses. Those are fun for bachelorette parties.
Oh, nice.
And so you can either come here and host a class here, or I can come to you.
Really fun. Okay, so how am I doing so far?
That's looking good.
Okay. Okay, so when someone takes your workshop here, you get to pick the colors. How does that work?
Yes, so for the blanket class, you get a choice of 3 different colors. That will make a 4x4 foot blanket.
Nice.
Kind of a little of a lap blanket, but the class is 2 hours, so that's about all the time you really want to spend on this.
Yeah, okay, so once we get to this part, show me, what's the next?
Okay, so the next part, once you get going,
Okay.
where are we? Down here on this end. So you already have your loops made, so you're going to take your working end and you're going to pull the working yarn up through those loops.
Okay, so this one here?
Yes.
Okay, go like this.
And you always pull up from underneath. No,
so
you're good, you're good. I'm
here,
just,
like this, and
yes,
then pull
up.
Ah, this is so neat. Oh my gosh, and this feels so
Isn't that
soft.
soft?
Oh, can't wait for this to be finished. Now, for anyone that wants more information about GK Design Studio and learn more about what you do, even your upcoming workshops, where can they go?
They can go to gkdesignstudio.net, or my Facebook page is GK Design Studio.
So some options.
Yeah, different areas to check it out.
Okay, so we're on our way, guys. Right now, what do we have? What is this? We could do a scarf. This scarf.
That would be cozy.
But we have a ways to go, but can't wait to get this finished. Jeannie, thank you so much. And again, we're going to have all this information on our website, fox10tv.com. Click on the Very Vanessa tab. But Jeannie, so much fun. Thank you.
Thanks
have a
for
ways
having
to
me.
go, but we're going to keep going. Thank you. Okay, so where am I at over here?
All right, love it, Vanessa. Thank you. Just a great day to stay inside the AC and cozy up with a blanket. Hopefully, we might be able to see the finished product on Fox 10 Live at 3 as well. Well, after this, robot athletes are taking the field for the first ever World Humanoid Robot Games. We're taking you to Beijing for a preview of the high-tech competition. And one Southern theme park just bumped Disney off the top spot. Find out who's now officially the best amusement park in America.
at the coast, moderate risk rip currents. We will have more coming up on Fox 10 Midday after this.
All right, listen to this. A loose goose and an insubordinate hippo highlight a couple creatures that needed just a little wrangling. Patrick Cornell shares those stories in today's Take a Look at This.
This slippery goose no longer on the loose. Obviously not a real goose. Goose is the name of this 5-foot-long monitor lizard that fled a Massachusetts home in July, on the lam for 2 weeks during a multi-state wild goose chase, crossing into Connecticut. Authorities finally found the lizard hiding under a tree root around the Douglas State Forest area.
Took a look in there and there's a tongue sticking out at me.
Teams able to root Goose out of hiding, getting him to a safer environment. The animal will now spend a few weeks in quarantine before moving to a habitat at a nonprofit animal sanctuary. Protesting authority also extends to even the littlest pygmy hippos, who certainly won't be told to leave the pool. Mars, my new spirit animal by the way, at a wildlife park in Goddard, Kansas, simply decided its time in the drink isn't done. So handlers called in Mom to wrangle the squiggling offspring, and the internet has seen this scene before, commenting, "She started counting." Mama probably called out his full name, middle included, and "Mama don't play." Those are the pro moves, and to no one's surprise, Mom got the job done. Even Mars might not want to deal with this gushing grossness. Yeah, that's an awful amount of brown water sloshing down from the ceiling at the Atlanta airport. That'll give passengers a bad altitude, certainly a pain in the neck for workers. Airport officials say they closed the area for cleaning and sanitizing, and they're investigating the cause, but the horrifying H2O episode didn't impact overall operations. For Take a Look at This, you know what? I'd rather just see Mars again. There he is. Hey, buddy. Hi. I'm Patrick Cornell.
Thank you for that, Patrick.
Thank you for ending on that one. I was
Nick was doing this to the camera.
No.
I'm nauseous.
Atlanta. Wow. Okay. Glad I wasn't there. Gosh.
Me too.
Didn't want to
It's
see
awful
that.
to even see on camera, so I can't imagine being there. The smell, All right.
Anyways, we're going to talk about
On
the
that
weather now. Let's take a look at what the radar looks like. I just want to give you a quick update before we wrap it up here. We do have some light rain that's happening across eastern portions of our area and some thunderstorms just off to the south. Petty Boy Island, far western end of Dauphin Island, near the Mississippi Sound, really, is where we have some of those thunder showers that are going, and we could see development of more scattered showers or thunderstorms later on this afternoon. Here's what's happening right now across northwest Florida. Gulf breeze, it has rained almost pretty much all day so far, and it is still sprinkling there. Pensacola Beach as well. Not the best beach day, moderate risk of rip currents today. Text 10 hours in Mobile, sprinkle, shower, maybe a rumble of thunder later on this afternoon. Temperatures being held in the 80s, and slightly lower temperatures, maybe middle 80s, low 80s possibly for Pensacola. In the afternoon, we'll have a few clouds around, maybe an afternoon or evening rain shower or thunderstorm. Here is the next 7 days, and you can see that temperatures do go back up to around 90 degrees. I think Wednesday will not be this completely overcast day like we've seen recently, and we'll start to gradually get our way towards a more typical summertime day by the end of the week. Then looking towards your 10-day outlook, I actually just bumped the rain chance for early next week, Monday and Tuesday. A little bit of tropical moisture coming in here. No tropical threat, but just some tropical moisture, as we typically get off the Gulf this time of year, is going to be coming in here. So I boost the rain chances early next week. Otherwise, this is pretty typical summertime weather, other than our 2 days of October feeling August.
Right. I will take the 80s.
The 80s, that was something to have the overcast skies like that for the last couple of days. You said you were outside, you did a run?
I was. I haven't ran outside in months.
I run outside all the time, but I've been outside for the past 2 weeks in the heat, so I haven't been running as much. But still, it is hot.
Yes.
Deserve the break.
Yes, for sure. Well, really quickly, I want to wish my mom a huge happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Before we leave, Mom, I love you. So thankful for you and your support. I hope you have the most amazing day. If it's anyone else's birthday, happy birthday to you as well. Thanks for watching us here on Fox 10 Midday. See you at 3 o'clock.